Feel like John Morant, need a triple-double. Told him check the stats, yeah, I got a couple. I don't drop the ball, now I never fumble. I'm the MVP, now I feel like Russell. Feel like John Morant, need a triple-double. Told him check the stats, yeah, I got a couple. I don't drop the ball, now I never fumble. I'm the MVP, now I feel like Russell. Yeah, I need it now, told him on the lay. I've been moving, dog, yeah, I'm on the way. I don't hear the talk, don't care what they say. I don't got no patience, I can't ever wait. I've been trying to get it, running up all these digits, and I've been in the gym. I've been up doing minutes, I just put in that work. Told them it's strictly business, and I see through the face. They all just burning bridges. Feel like John Morant, need a triple-double. Told him check the stats, yeah, I got a couple. I don't drop the ball, now I never fumble. I'm the MVP, now I feel like Russell. Feel like John Morant, need a triple-double. Told him check the stats, yeah, I got a couple. I don't drop the ball, now I never fumble. I'm the MVP, now I feel like Russell. Yeah, they don't want it, dog, like I want it, dog. Yeah, they say they want it, then they took the summer off. I've been going down the list, checking numbers off. I was checking on your numbers, told them something's off. I was at the bottom, now you know I'm climbing. Now they sending deals, they know I ain't signing. They been trying to sell it, they know I ain't buying. When they send a text, dog, I ain't replying. Feel like John Morant, need a triple-double. Told him check the stats, yeah, I got a couple. I don't drop the ball, now I never fumble. I'm the MVP, now I feel like Russell. Feel like John Morant, need a triple-double. Told him check the stats, yeah, I got a couple. I don't drop the ball, now I never fumble. I'm the MVP, now I feel like Russell.
Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll. And it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Ay, on the road, here we go, here we go. Yeah, we winning by a landslide. Never see me coming on my landmine. Yeah, I ain't taking orders in command like. Yeah, you about to see me on demand like. You know on demand. If you ain't know, you about to understand. Yeah, I got the team by my side, right hand. Yeah, take it to a string, you ain't seen it like that. Yeah, and it's the dream, man, we coming for the bag. Yeah, and we ain't never going back now. Future expedited, now we on the fast track now. They won't lend a hand, now they see us on the map now. It's time to act out. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll. And it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Hey, on the road, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll. Hey, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know, yeah. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Yeah, on the road, here we go, here we go. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll. And it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Hey, on the road, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll. Hey, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Yeah, maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Yeah, on the road, here we go, here we go. Here we go. On the road, here we go, here we go.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Frankie Candles live stream every single weekday right here at 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time right here on the Frankie Candles YouTube channel. And Mafia, what is the next step for Bitcoin as we are kind of just hanging around the levels that we were bouncing at? Not too much has happened since yesterday, guys, but I want to talk in today's live stream about the potential for maybe one last drop to the downside, and we're not going to be taking a look at that 51 to 52K level. This will be assuming that we don't get the bigger drop to the downside. I want to talk about some key levels that I'm looking at and some specific signals that I'm looking at on the chart to anticipate a potential another drop to the downside before seeing that signal pop up and potentially getting the bounce from there. So it's going to be an amazing show. Shout out to everybody in the chat. I appreciate everybody for tuning in and spending your precious time here with the Candle Mafia and your boy Frankie Candles to do maybe between 1 and 2 hours of TA. We'll see how it goes. But we're going to be taking a look at the key levels of support, resistance, the setups, the signals, and we will be taking a look at some of the altcoins tonight. So smash that like button, and every 100 likes we get, we'll give you guys some free chances to win some free crypto, maybe some free Frankie Candles hats. Probably not, but we're going to try for it. 550 likes, guys. We'll give away 10. We'll give away 10 Frankie Candles hats if we get 550 likes on tonight's live stream. We're just going to keep upping it. It'll be 20 tomorrow. But before we jump into it, guys, let's go ahead and say what's up to the Candle Mafia. I see you guys popping off in chat already. We got Anna Maria in the chat. What is going on? We got Mark Dutch. We got Deej Berry. What is going on? He says, hey, what is going on, man? Thank you for tuning in. We got Crypto Billy, Rob the Crypto Snob, Tyler Durden, Captain Kirk, Crypto Anon, D Petty Crypto, Chemistry Bro. You guys know who the mods are. Show them some love in the chat if you love them as much as I do, which is impossible, guys. It's impossible to love the mods as much as me. But shout out to Waits Wi-Fi89. We got Jeff in the chat. We got Darren Does Things. What is going on, brother? Where's Dave Digital? Guys, we can't start the show without Dave Digital. But we got Bitfrog. And we got Pennywise, and we got Big Daddy in the chat. So we'll start the show because Big Daddy's here, but we'll be waiting for Dave Digital. But yeah, with all that being said, guys, shout out to Rob the Crypto Snob. Let's see here. Bada boom, bada bing. Melissa in the chat, that female Candle Mafia representing out there. But without further ado, yo, shout out to Pressure Drop said, yo, with the Frankie Candles face emoji. That picture, I hate that picture. Shout out to you, bro. But if you have a membership, guys, please do not spam my face in chat. That was probably a stupid thing to say. But anyway, shout out to that embarrassing photo, and shout out to Pressure Drop. Thank you for being here, brother. And without further ado, Crypto Billy and Rob the Crypto Snob. What is going on, guys? Good to see you in here. Gen X, what is going on, brother? Greg in the chat with the face emojis. Shout out to you guys. But without further ado, I can't look at the chat anymore because it's now just filled with my face. Why did we do that? Shout out to Tony D. Why did we make... There we go. We got Melissa dropping the calf emoji. We'll start today off with a little bit of calf slap. Maybe it'll make Bitcoin move during the stream. Here we go. I'm going to do a double slap. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Oh, yeah. Double calf slap. And without further ado, guys, let's go ahead and jump on into the charts. Shout out to Tony D said, it's the Godfather's birthday. Shout out to Tony D. Everybody spam happy birthday in the chat for the Godfather. And if you don't, I don't know what's going to happen to you, but you want to make sure you show respect to the Godfather. So give him a happy birthday. Happy birthday to Godfather. You've been here since, like, I want to say day one, bro. You've been in here forever. Absolute OG of the Mafia. And some people would say the Godfather of the Mafia. Shout out to you, bro. Happy birthday for real. I hope you have an amazing day. And thank you for always hanging out with us here on the Frankie Candles live stream. And without further ado, in this special edition of the Frankie Candles live stream for the Godfather's birthday, let's go ahead and check out the charts. Let's go ahead and jump on into it, guys. So here we are. And first off, guys, shout out to Toaster, says Mount Gox. Yeah, the Mount Gox thing is, I don't know. I'm a very, very technical trader. I don't think the Mount Gox thing, I do think the Mount Gox thing could potentially have an effect on the market, but this has been talked about forever. There's been many times that the Mount Gox repayments have been discussed and brought up and been worried about, and it just hasn't really done anything super crazy just yet. Again, not something I'm completely ignoring. It is a good thing to bring up, but not really something I'm like focusing on right now. But again, I am a very technical trader, which we talked about yesterday. I won't even go into it. Sometimes you could see the news before it happens, and sometimes it's crazy, guys. It's crazy, guys. But before we get deeper into that, let's go ahead and jump on into the charts here because I want to take a look, first off here, at this kind of simplified chart, guys. I kind of want to just break down the context of where we are sitting right now in the market. So let me go ahead and pull this volume profile. I was shooting a tutorial earlier today, and I will be honest with you guys. I like full transparency here. I was shooting a tutorial earlier today, and I will say I recorded it, I think, maybe 4 or 5 times. I started recording it. I started over, and it was just a nightmare. I had to rewrite the whole thing. So I will be dropping that tutorial soon, but it was a complete and total fail today. But that tutorial will be coming out, guys, on exactly how to take profits on your trades. Actually, I forget who mentioned it. Someone mentioned it recently, asking if I can make one about taking profits. So that was what inspired the video, and it will be dropping maybe I don't know. We'll see. If I record it tomorrow and get it all wrapped up, maybe we'll drop it tomorrow or Friday, or maybe even drop it for some Sunday sauce. But yeah, and let me know in the chat, Tony D, if you're watching, maybe screenshot some of these if we get any good ideas. If you guys have any ideas of what you want to see for pre-recorded tutorials or just pre-recorded content in general, drop it in the chat right now. Tony D will screenshot the good ideas and probably some of the bad ones too, because they might be funny. Yeah, we always appreciate the input. We want to give you guys what you're looking for. So yeah, please give your input in the chat. But here's what we're looking at, guys. Obviously, we've gotten the drop from the value area low. This is old news at this point. And we have gotten this hold of support above the 786. If you guys remember, as we were crashing down here, one of the things that I wanted to see to kind of indicate that we were going to get some kind of a bounce to the upside here was going to be coming back up and closing our daily candle above the 786. And we did indeed wind up getting that right here, which did wind up being somewhat of a good sign, right? We wound up getting that little bounce to the upside. But the question is, excuse me, are we going to get that big move to the upside, or are we simply going to come up, get the bigger rejection? And the question, the idea that I want to explore today on the live stream is, are we about to get potentially one more drop to the downside? Whether we come up to the value area low first or we drop from here, are we more likely to get another drop to the downside before finally getting that bigger move up towards that value area low and potentially up towards some of these higher levels, being the POC and the value area high, obviously, but it's pretty far away at this point. So we got the close above the 786, which is decent, gave us the bounce, and now the question is, what am I looking at that is making me potentially anticipate another drop to the downside? Well, let's go ahead and take a look at it. So if we pull up Market Cypher real quick here, guys. Yo, shout out to Enzo Mining. What is going on, brother? Welcome in. Let's see. Big Daddy said, I'm in a 77X long. Here comes the green pickle. I don't know what you mean by a green pickle, brother. I think he's talking about those giant green candles. Anyway, shout out to Big Daddy. Big Daddy in those. Anyway. As we take a look here, guys, we did start getting that green dot on the daily. We started printing this yesterday, and this is here, right? We got the double green dot. However, our 90-minute money flow is not necessarily in agreement with that green dot to give us a big move to the upside. Now, obviously, as you guys know, when we have a daily green dot, one of the things that you can look for to anticipate that bigger move up, and this is an extremely simple trading strategy that I like to use. And so when you get that green dot on the daily, we come down to the 90-minute time frame, and if you can get that money flow on the 90-minute to cross over as that green dot is printing, oftentimes this will give you the money flow crossover on the 90-minute could signal when that bigger move to the upside is going to happen. Now, this is something we were looking at on last night's live stream. However, that 90-minute obviously is not agreeing with that kind of idea here, as the money flow on the 90-minute has come straight to the downside here. So that is kind of didn't wind up playing out, right? Because we never got the 90-minute money flow crossover, and just in general, this daily green dot really hasn't given us much oomph. There's no chutzpah. There's no oomph. By the way, guys, I always say chutzpah as in like oomph, or like put a little more oomph into it. And I don't think chutzpah means that. I think chutzpah means like BS, like a BS artist is like full of chutzpah. I don't know. I just heard the word and I kind of just made my own use for it. But you know, we didn't get that green dot to play out. So what am I looking at right now? Well, if we come up to some of these higher hourly time frames, right? Look at this 10-hour time frame. 10-hour VWAP is rolling to the downside. We have our 12-hour also getting a pretty harsh reversal to the downside here. And then more of what I was looking at was this 8-hour looking to print a red dot. We have a lot of these hourly time frames looking to print red dots. And this, in my opinion, could potentially, there's actually a few different reasons why I would look for maybe another move down. And again, guys, I'm not talking about the big drop down to 51 to 52K, which, by the way, obviously, if we lose these lows at about $56,000 to $57,000, we would be in great danger of getting that bigger drop down through the low volume gap below into that next key level, which is between 51 and 52K. So this is still on the table, but we do have to lose, 56K essentially, right? But what I'm talking about here is more of one last little local drop before getting a real retracement back to the upside. So with the 8-hour red dot, with the 10-hour red dot, the 12-hour red dot, even the 16-hour starting to roll back over here, we could be potentially looking at some more short-term downside, right? Not the big move to 51 to 52K, but maybe another little short-term move back to the downside. And the reason that I am paying attention to this very closely is because if we do wind up getting this move down, it could be giving us some kind of a signal to look for a bigger move to the upside, and that may be where the bigger move starts. Now, I'm not necessarily saying that if we get that signal, it's going to cause a new all-time high, but if we are going to get some kind of significant retracement to come in here, this is basically what I'm looking at, right? So if we come on over to the 4-hour, I bet you guys can probably assume what I'm going to say. But if you look at this 4-hour, even the 5 and the 6-hour, the way these momentum waves are set up, guys, could be potentially set up to give us a really, really nice. If you guys remember, when we got this move to the downside, one of the reasons why I was not super, super crazy about this bounce, right, was because we didn't really have any clear signals that we were going to get a big move back to the upside. Now, we did get some kind of significant move, but typically what I like to see on a deviation below the volume profiles for a real long entry to anticipate a move back above the value area low into the POC and then back up to the value area high, oftentimes, what I like to see is a 4-hour bullish divergence, right? So you can see that back here. We did have that 4-hour bull div, and with money flow starting to trend back to the upside. This is really what I would like to see that re-entry into the range and get the full rotation. But as you can see here, what do we have as we deviated below the range this time? We simply just had momentum continuing out, right? We had no bullish divergence, and it's not really indicative of a strong bounce to the upside. Now, we did get a pretty strong reaction off that daily level that we tapped, and I want to take a look at the Bitstamp chart in just a minute and talk about that daily level that we came down to. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, I'll come on over to the daily, and I will just mark out the level that we bounced off of. Now, this is the Bybit chart, and we did wind up wicking down to that daily. That's basically what we wound up bouncing off of. But if you look at some of the spot exchanges, we actually have left that level untapped, which could mean we could come back down to retap it. So what I'm looking at here is on the 4-hour. Obviously, we never got the bull div, but if you look at these momentum waves, if we were to, for some reason, get another move to the downside and come back down to that daily to tap it again, we could potentially finally put that lower low in, and this momentum wave on the 4-hour is potentially primed to print that 4-hour bullish divergence, but we would need the extra drop to the downside. Now, again, I wouldn't necessarily be looking at this as the bottom signal, right? But it would just be kind of the next thing I would look for another move to the upside. So that's kind of what I'm looking at on the 4-hour time frame, and there are also a couple of other reasons why I would anticipate that move down. Number one, if we come on over to the Bitstamp chart and we pull up that daily, I believe it's on the Bitstamp chart, but a lot of the spot exchanges, I believe the Coinbase chart as well, you can see we just barely front ran this level right here, bada boom. Just barely front ran that daily level, right? And oftentimes, when you leave a level untapped like that, sometimes price does like to come down and physically touch the level. So not like the strongest thing to look at, but there is reason to potentially look down to these lower prices, because if I was looking for this 4-hour bullish divergence, I would have to say to myself, well, typically when I look for bull divs, it needs to be into a key level of support. And on the spot exchanges, we do have that key level of the untapped daily still sitting down there, which could be a nice level to look at. Now, it is sitting between it is sitting at about $58,256, and then on the Bybit chart, it is sitting at about $58,232. But this is going to be that key level that I'm looking at in case we do get another drop to the downside. Now, I will say this, I am in a little baby long position from here, not from where we are right now. Let me actually bring that up right now. Bada boom, bada bing. This was a little scalp long position that we looked to get into in the premium Discord. I took this one on one of my small account challenges here, and it's basically at break even right now. But the idea behind this trade was for a swing failure pattern. Let me go ahead and just show that real quick. Bada boom. So we come on down here to the lower time frames, guys. This was based off the SFP of this wick. I actually had a couple of lower entries as well, so I may actually continue to ladder into the position if we do come down. But here's the thing, right? As we look at this chart, as I was talking about with the premium Discord, that SFP that we were looking at actually was on the 30-minute, was of this wick right here, right? We came down, we came back up, we closed the candle above, and then we got a little move up, and then we just lost the level. Now, this is not super shocking to me because we do have other levels that are likely to swing fail. We have this level down here. We have this level down here. And this, in my opinion, is a very suspicious low. Why is that, right? Simply because, if you look at this as, some kind of a sideways range, a lot of people are probably long from this little retracement, right? So not only is there liquidity sitting down below the range, not only was there liquidity sitting below this wick, but there could be also liquidity sitting down here that is waiting to get taken. So we do get another drop down, assuming that we don't go for that 4-hour bull div. This will be kind of more of the bullish scenario. Maybe we don't get that last drop. I would be looking to potentially come take these lows, maybe even down here as well. You have to anticipate that a lot of people on this rise to the upside were probably longing, right? Thinking, oh my God, that was the bottom, long, long, long. And then all their stop losses are left down below, which is what creates that liquidity down below. And we know that liquidity acts as a magnet for price. So sometimes price wants to go down there, scoop that liquidity before reversing back to the upside. So are we going to come down and get all these stop losses out of the market potentially? And I will say the trade that I'm in, like I said, I may just continue to add into it. Like, it's basically at break even right now. I may continue to add to it, or I may actually stop myself out, depending on how things kind of turn out for the rest of the day. But for anybody curious about this is Zeta Markets, which is a decentralized futures exchange, which is super cool. You basically connect your wallet, so you don't actually have to keep money on the exchange. You just connect your wallet, and you're able to trade a significant amount of coins now. They have added a few coins, not as much as the regular exchanges, but it is nice. It's pretty cool. I play around with this. I was basically doing it for an airdrop, so I decided, hey, why not do a small account challenge and try to get an airdrop at the same time? And I think their airdrop is about to happen. So actually, I haven't traded on this account in quite some time. Actually kind of sat stagnant for a while, but I figured fire it back up. But there we go. Basically, guys, that's what I'm looking at on Bitcoin. Are we going to continue to take out these lows potentially in the, again, worst case scenario? And this is, again, assuming that we don't get that 4-hour bullish divergence. Here's the full golden pocket retracement of this entire move up, right? It's coming in between 59,802 and 59,665. 786 sitting at 59,83. And this would, in my opinion, right, as long as, if we come up to a higher time frame like the 4-hour, it's not impossible to come on down here, test that golden pocket 786 retracement before continuing to the upside. But at that point, I would really like to see a lower low for that 4-hour bull div, right? That would look really, really nice in my opinion. But we're just going to have to wait and see what the market gives us. If I get stopped out of that small long position, again, I might add on the way down, or I might just stop myself out and wait for a better setup. Most of the confirmations on this were based off of order flow. Even letting the premium Discord know, like, hey, all the order flow confirmations are looking pretty good here. However, Market Cypher B was not very confluent with that setup, right? Because we didn't have the money flow coming up on the 90-minute, as well as like a lot of the money flow on the lower time frames. We just didn't see it have going in the right direction, right? But that's basically what I'm looking at here on Bitcoin, guys. Just to be honest, still pretty much letting the dust settle here. Really what I like to do is after we get a big move like this, especially when you get another big move to the upside, we do not trade these big moves to the downside. Meaning, I don't enter my trades on a big drop, right? I'm not looking to short the market on the drop to the downside. I would much rather enter my positions before the drop, right? But in our case, in the premium Discord, we have the short setup here from the absolute high of the volume profile, right? So if I were in a short, this is where I'm looking to enter, right? I am not looking to enter on the way down. So if I don't short the top, it needs to at least be taken on a retracement and a lower high, right? We're not entering in on the way down. We like to catch the top of these trades. So for me, I don't trade these big moves for the most part, unless, obviously, by not trade the big moves, I mean not entering in on the move. We like to get in before price moves. That way you could capitalize on that entire drop, right? And the reason I say that is because I basically would take the trade up here, let price ride to the downside, right? And even the same thing on the bounce, right? If I don't get in at the bottom, I'm not looking to FOMO enter along on the way up. I would rather wait for a push to the upside and then a retracement back down to key levels, maybe a golden pocket 786 retracement, before finally getting the bounce. And that's where I would look to enter, right? We want to enter into the longs on the higher lows, not on the explosion to the upside, because then a lot of the people who are entering longs up here got washed out, right? And that's not what we want to do. So if I don't enter in here, I like to wait for the move, sit on my hands, and then let that retracement happen to look for the higher low entry. So really what I would love is if we could get some kind of like a legitimate range form down here to get some context into what is going on. We have some lower time frame ranges, such as that 15-minute kind of wonked out range that we have right here that we can look at. But we'd like to let the price range around a little bit so we can get context into what we're looking at, right? Are we overvalued? Are we undervalued? Where can we find the nice entry? And those volume profiles give us beautiful, beautiful context. So just letting the dust settle here. Again, took the scalp long, and I am still holding my Ethereum short, although the trade setup in the premium Discord was on Bitcoin to take that SFP trade from up here. I took that position on Ethereum, or a similar position on Ethereum. From the above the volume profile, almost like it's like a very, very similar trade, right? Bada boom. Okay, I guess it deleted the trade. But I will show that trade as well in just a second. I've shown it a bunch of times here on the channel, but I am still in it, right? So the original thought of that trade was, hey, we got a big move to the upside, which, by the way, do not trade this, right? I do not trade these moves. If I were in a long from here, I would be in a long from down here or down here, capitalizing on that whole move, not FOMOing into long positions on the way up. So the idea of that trade was, hey, we got to the value area high, deviated, started again, like I just said, price started to range around, which gave us beautiful context into to let us know where a good short position may be taken. That's where I took the short position as we deviated, because we know as you deviate above those volume profiles or above that value area high, which is this level right here, this is where you're looking at price as overvalued. And if the fair value for the asset has been previously agreed upon between these two prices, if this is overvalued, this is where you would want to short the asset back into the fair value, right? Because if this is the fair value, that would be the expected place for it to go, right? So then once we got accepted back into that range, we got the drop to the POC and the drop to the value area low. And that is the trade that I'm simply sitting in. I've taken profit on this 3 times, and now I basically just have a moon bag running. This one was taken on Blowfin. If you guys want to sign up for Blowfin, if you're having a hard time finding a place to trade, you can check the link in the description down below, or just go to blowfin.com. If you use our link, obviously, it will help out the channel. But oftentimes you will get rebates or discounts or bonus trading funds, so it's a win-win situation. Or just go to blowfin.com. It doesn't matter to me. But this is... I am still holding a small portion of this trade. I don't know why. It's only $7,000 left in the trade, $867 unrealized. And yeah, I don't know why it doesn't say the realized profit here on Blowfin. But we actually took $1,000 off the table on a live stream 2 days ago, I believe. Took it out live, and I let you guys pick how much profit I should take. I actually like doing that. We should do a live stream where I just let the Mafia pick the trades, and I just take them live. Would that be dope? Let me know. Oh, there's Dave Digital. What is going on, brother? Thank you for tuning in. Hope you are having an awesome day, Dave. Dave, let me know. Should we do a stream where I just let the Mafia pick the trades? Or at least manage the trades? If I get into a trade, I just come in here and let you guys pick how to manage it? Let me know. Maybe I'll make a special account just for that. And we can come up here and let the Mafia trade that account, and we'll see if it blows up or if we can grow it. I think that might be a fun idea. Let me know if we should do that. But $865 unrealized. We'll have to see what happens. I am potentially still going to be looking for some potential more downside here as we take a look at Market Cypher, guys. I guess we'll just move into Ethereum at this point. I'm pretty much done with Bitcoin. Covered everything I wanted to talk about, just basically letting the dust settle, waiting for more clear entries and seeing if I could get stopped out of that little scalp long I just took. But as you guys see here, daily money flow on Ethereum is dropping to the downside here. Not the best look for ETH, at least for the long-term trend. Remember that the long-term trend is indicated by money flow, right? So once that money flow crosses over into the red, sure, we could look for lackluster pumps to the upside, but we would be very careful around key levels of support because we know that these are high likelihood areas to potentially get moves to the downside and break structure to the downside to go to lower prices, right? Because again, money flow in the red indicates the longer term trend, right? So we might come up a little bit. Sure, we get a bounce. But then if that money flow does not skirt up aggressively, we could wind up getting another move to the downside. Now, I do want to talk about the altcoins today too as well, guys, because we took a look at Total 3 yesterday as we were printing that 4-hour bullish divergence and some potential nice bottoms there on Total 3, indicating that maybe some of these altcoins can start to get some moves. There's also some altcoins that are setting up on the higher time frames for potential bounces here. Again, I am cautiously optimistic on that. I'm not necessarily looking for a big, just random altcoin rally, but I am cautiously optimistic because there are some things that are showing good signs, and then there's, potential for maybe one last pullback. But I'm going to show you guys the key levels to look at on Total 3 for that. So if you're looking to buy the dip on altcoins, I'm going to give you all the key levels on that as well. But this is what I'm looking at on ETH. So I am holding this moon bag, right? That $7,000 left in this trade. I am holding this. But again, 3 take profits, or it's either 2 or 3. I think it might be 2. Take profits already taken on that ETH trade, thanks to you guys on the second one. And then stop loss at entry, at least when I'm not by the computer. Actually, I don't know if that stop loss is on right now. But at that point, guys, if we do get a big reversal to the upside and this thing just Lambo candles to the upside, I will get stopped out for about a little over $2,000 profit. So not too bad, but that's how I'm managing the trade. I like to share this kind of stuff for you guys, just because I think there's a lot of people out there that are looking to leverage trade, and they may not want to gamble. They want to trade with good risk management. So I like to share this stuff as I'm actually in the trades. So I show them every single day just to kind of show you guys like, hey, here's the trade from yesterday, still handling it like this. And that's why I like to take profit with you guys as well, so you can actually see us lock in those profits. But again, we really need this money flow on the higher time frames to skirt back to the upside. 2-day money flow back in the red. 3-day money flow curving to the downside. VWAPs are coming up, but again, if we get bounces, we're looking for those lackluster lower highs for continuations to the downside. All right, let's go ahead and continue on. Let me scroll up on chat here a little bit and see what is going on. Oh, shout out to Alex O. What is going on, Alex? Good to see you, brother. He says LFG, Frankie. Shout out to Alex O Crypto. I appreciate you for being here, brother. Let's see. We got Deucey. Deucey Does Crypto says, it's my father's birthday today. Well, shout out to Deucey's dad. That's what I call him DD. I call him DD because Deucey's dad. Me and Deucey's dad are tight. So shout out to DD. Happy birthday, brother. And shout out to your son, Deucey. All right, let's see here. Shout out to Crane C. What is going on, brother? Good to see you in here. Let's see. Shout out to Ramanur. I don't know if I said that right, but he said, not rich enough for donations yet, but maybe after the bull run. Well, shout out to you, brother. Hopefully I can help you learn a little bit about these markets and how to trade them and make money whether the price is going up or down. So you one day, I don't know if you're talking about super chats to me or donations for other things. Hopefully we can get you there, brother. That is my goal. Let's see. Dave Digital said, OS, happy birthday to you. And remember, today is Rob's birthday. Yeah, guys, don't forget Rob's birthday. Rob the Crypto Snob's birthday is every single weekday right here at 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So shout out to Rob the Crypto Snob. I feel like he has more than one birthday a year. I feel like it's always Rob's birthday. It's so strange. But anyway, let's see. Shout out to Crazy Waffles said, if I get rich, I'll buy Frankie candles for his birthday. Shout out to Waffles. Let's go. You're gonna buy me for my birthday? Is that possible? I don't know if that's possible. Shout out to Crazy Waffles. Hey, Multi-Sig Dummy, what is going on, brother? Good to see you in here. Bada boom, bada bing. Shout out to Milos. Says, do you want to check out the ADA charts? Yeah, we can take a look at Cardano actually right now. And if you guys want to see your favorite altcoins, go ahead and drop them in the chat. But first, before... shout out to Wig589 says, Creighton, were you Crypto Face's guest? Shout out to Crypto Face. I was in his stream earlier. Shout out to anybody who was in there and saw me. Mans is in a $4.7 million short. Insane. Shout out to Crypto Face, man. Absolutely legendary. But let's see. Edible oil. I'm writing this down. Oh, shout out to Mark Dutch. I don't know what's going on in the chat right now. Wait, Face is still live right now? There's no way. He's been live for how long? No way is he's still live from before? Has he just been live for like 6 hours? Shout out to Dave. Let me know. That's crazy. That is, No way. That's crazy. Mans is still live. Shout out to Crypto Face. Let's go. But anyway, let's go ahead. Drop those altcoins in the chat. We'll take a look at them for you guys. But before I take a look at, and Rob, I'll do Cardano first, so you don't have to write that one down. But I do want to take a look at Total 3 really quickly here, guys, because as you know, yesterday we were looking at the possibility of yeah, shout out to Jay Gilly, dude. CryptoFace he cracks me up every time. CryptoFace is like one of my favorite human beings. It's like, yeah, I love. He says everything that he like says and does everything everyone else is afraid to do. It's so crazy respect. Shout out to CryptoFace, one of the most entertaining streamers out there, 100% hands down. Shout out to Tony D, and shout out to CryptoFace. Like I don't think CryptoFace is, I don't think anybody, like a lot of people in crypto would not be doing including me, would not be doing what they're doing without CryptoFace kind of paving the way. Like CryptoFace is like one of the first people to have a channel like that. Shout out to CryptoFace, like the GOAT, man. Shout out to Face. But shout out to Tony D said, we hit almost 300 likes by 6:15. Thanks, guys. Keep it going. How is that possible? How did we do so much better on likes right now than the past like 2 weeks? That's crazy. Tony D, are you paying people off on the back end? Shout out to Tony D. Let's go. Oh, God, we're going to have to give away 10 hats, Tony. I apologize for that logistical nightmare if that's going to be the case. But I am a man of my word, so we're going to have to do it. But one thing I want to take a look at here on Total 3, guys, is as you know, not only yesterday did we look at this, but we were actually anticipating this to happen the other day on the live stream, looking at this golden pocket support level, and then looking for the very specific signal of this bullish divergence on Total 3. Right? And so you get your lower low on price action, your higher low on your momentum waves, giving you that bullish divergence. I'm not going to lie, yesterday it did look a little bit better because we did have the money flow crossover into the green on the 4-hour. And typically, when you see that happen at the same time where you see like a bull div confirm, and then right after you get a money flow crossover into the green, a lot of times it can give you that bigger move to the upside. However, we are back in the red here, but I want to talk about this because, guys, if we are going to come back down and Total 3 is going to dump again or get one more last drop down, maybe similar to Bitcoin, what I'm going to be looking at is, very closely, is I'm not going to get completely horrified if we get another drop down here, but we need to hold some kind of a higher low, right? So if we do start coming down to this full golden pocket 786 Fibonacci retracement level on Total 3, we need to bounce off that golden pocket, and if we don't, we absolutely need to bounce off that 786, in which case, if we do wind up breaking this level, very likely we're going to see probably another bigger dump on altcoins. But if we start seeing small pullbacks, or maybe tonight or tomorrow, this is what I am watching. These two levels, I'll even mark it out with horizontal lines, just so you guys can be aware. These are the levels, right? So it's basically just the golden, not basically, it is the golden pocket 7. It's the Fibonacci pull from the low here all the way to the high. We must hold these levels. So not scared if we get one dump, but we must hold this blue zone right here. Frankie, what blue zone? This blue zone. Actually a white zone. Let's change it to blue. So we must hold this zone, and if we could get that money, if we come down, right, and then we get a strong bounce and money flow crosses back over into the green on the 4-hour, we may see things get a little bit more exciting here for the altcoins. But it is a strong if. It is an if this, then that statement, right? It's not just like, alt season is on the way, right? Like, it's not that, right? Like, it's an if this, then that statement. Like, we could wind up getting a bounce on the alts, but if we don't hold this level, it's likely going to be very bloody, right? I like to show you guys both ends of the spectrum, right? Because nobody knows exactly what's going to happen. Trading and even investing is an if this, then that statement, right? You don't just want to buy long-term and hold forever. You have to have an if this, then that statement for your long-term bags as well. So there you go. That is what I'm looking at on Total 3, guys. So there you go. And let's go ahead and we'll take a look at Cardano first while Rob the Crypto Snob is counting up the altcoin votes. Let's see. Tony T said check the poll. Tony D says, the poll says, can we get 200 likes before 6:15? Yes, I shall smash. No, I'm not condoning this. Yo, how are all the other three things all at 11%? It's 68% for the first option, and then every other one is exactly 11%. That's wild. Second one says, no, I'm not condoning this. I will because I love Frank and the mods. Or what is 6:15 in military time? Yo, shout out to Tony T. But there we go. I can't believe that just worked. Let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. Shout out to Jordy. Hey, bro. Thank you for that super chat, bro. I appreciate you. He says, I love Total 3 lately. The USDC, USDT, and DAI composite a lot recently. Amazing top and bottom indicator. Hey, shout out to Jordy dropping some sauce in the chat. I appreciate the super chat, bro, and thank you for dropping that little gem here in the chat. Yeah, let's actually, before we take a look at Cardano, guys, let's take a look at USDT dominance. Because obviously, guys, you can use USDT dominance to try to anticipate, what Bitcoin and the rest of crypto may do, right? If USDT dominance is going up, that means people are flooding to the dollar, right? Or not really the dollar, but USDT, right? Which probably means crypto is going to go down, right? But if USDT starts looking really bearish, that could be good for crypto, right? So, let's see if we can pull anything away from this. I'll be honest, guys, I don't really have much planned here. I'm just kind of looking at this live with you. Okay, let's see. 3-day money flow. 3-day money flow crossover into the green. That's not good. I mean, it makes sense, right? It's kind of looking opposite to Bitcoin, right? But fresh money flow crossover into the green on the 2-day. Daily red dot, I will say, hopefully we don't wind up seeing this play out. But if you look at the last 2-day money flow crossover, the last significant 2-day money flow crossover, let's compare this to Bitcoin and see how it affected it. Let's see. We're on the weekly. Okay, let's come over to the 2-day real quick just so I can get a... okay, so the last 2-day money flow crossover... let's go ahead and mark it out here. Bada boom. Put it with a vertical line. Yeah, so the last 2-day money flow crossover, we did wind up getting... Yeah, I mean, I guess we got a little dump to the downside. Not really. Kind of just went sideways, to be quite honest with you. But, yeah, not really necessarily what you want to see, though, to be quite honest. We want to see the money flow going into the red on USDT dominance, right? Because if USDT is going to dominance is going to come up here, probably not going to be good for Bitcoin, right? So this would kind of track along our bias that the money flow on Bitcoin is definitely bearish and could continue to the downside. USDT dominance, in my opinion, would be in agreement with that. Locally, you have a red dot, so maybe we get a little retracement. That would make sense for a retracement on Bitcoin. But really, I like to look at the higher time frames on this stuff. Weekly, yeah, money flows in the red. Yeah, oh, God, monthly green dot on USDT dominance. Not good. This is first green dot we've had on USDT dominance below the zero line since 2017. We don't have any information past that, though. But this would not be the best look, to be quite honest with you. But anyway. All right, let's go ahead and continue on here. Let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. Okay, there we go. Shout out to Rob the Crypto Snob. Thank you for that. Thank you for counting up those votes. I appreciate you, bro. Let's see. Yeah, Jordy says low time frames are brutal, but weekly and monthly are saucy. Yeah, absolutely, bro. I would agree with that. Shout out to Bad Axe says, bah! What's going on, brother? Bah! Shout out to you, bro. But let's go ahead and continue on here, guys. Let's take a quick look at Cardano. See, bada boom, bada bing. Okay, here we are. Ooh, Cardano. What are we doing here? All right, so real quick, we took a look at Cardano yesterday, so I'm not going to spend too much time on this. Also, to be quite honest with you guys, a lot of the altcoins are looking very, very similar. Is the presidential debate, shout out to Bitfrog, is the presidential debate going to affect crypto? Hard to say. Maybe some meme coins. I know there's a lot of meme coins out there. Maybe it'll affect those meme coins potentially, right? Like, the presidential stuff starts popping off. Maybe the presidential meme coins go crazy. But typically when we are in an election year, guys, we do see markets rally. So that's kind of what, that's really the only connection that I would see is obviously the running, the current president would have incentive to have markets pumping while they're in office, right when the elections come up, like, hey, look, everything's going great, guys. Don't you want this to continue? But I don't know, presidential elections. I mean, maybe, presidential debates. If you guys can get some dates here, we can go back and look at the chart and see what it's done in the past. But I haven't really studied it that closely. But to my knowledge, I don't really have a bias on that. Let's see. Shout out to Nikki94 Boo said, what is a good oscillator to use with the Frankie Candles indicator if I don't use Lux Algo? Nikki94 Boo, it's an amazing question. And I will answer it right after this Cardano TA, or maybe even during the Cardano TA. So as we see here, guys, we have this naked value area coming back here from November of 2023. And this was a key level of support. And I'm not going to lie, guys. I felt kind of crazy looking at this as a, saying, hey, guys, we got a key level down here. We maybe might want to have it on your chart in case we get a dump. Felt crazy, but here we are, right? Maybe it took a lot of time to get down here, but here we are. And where are we getting support? Right at this value area low. So I will say this. As of right now, pretty simple TA on Cardano. We are simply within this volume profile. Right, and let me just make sure I have this POC correct. Let me just tighten this up a bit. Bada boom. Move this here. Bring that down. POC moves up a bit. Bada boom. Bada bing. Okay, so front ran this value area low slightly. But yeah, I would probably be looking at this as our context, right? Because where do we get the bounce? Right at the value area low with bullish divergences. Money flow is now coming back out. But where did price bounce to when we got support on the value area low? Well, surprise, surprise. It went right to, let me actually change this from weekly to POC. Bada boom. Come on. And where do we bounce to, right? Like very, very predictably, you get that move from the value area low to the, let's see. Did you get the reaction on the POC? Probably on a low enough time frame. But yeah, you come up to the POC. Eventually, you get a move up to the high. You deviate above that value area high. And then what happens? You get stuck under the value area high. Go right to the POC. Now, if we lose this POC, we can potentially see Cardano run back down to the value area low. Or if we're going to continue the trend to the upside, which hard to say if that's going to continue locally. But if we did, I would just be pulling my fibs from the low to the high. Right, so maybe we come down to this golden pocket 786 retracement to continue the trend to the upside. But for the most part, I would look to respect this volume profile. We lose the POC. You can anticipate a eventual move down to that value area low. But this is definitely what I'd be using for context on Cardano right now. These are the local levels. Until you break out of this value area high or break below that value area low, I wouldn't expect anything crazy to happen, right? And then if you break above this value area high and get a bigger move up, simply put, going to look at that previous volume profile that we broke down out of, and then this becomes your key resistance, right? So we'll grab our box. Bada boom, value area low is going to be your key resistance. And if we have, right, we could check in a minute, if we have that higher time frame money flow continuing to the downside, right, we could potentially anticipate a bigger move down, right? So we would anticipate a potential lackluster bounce to the upside to put in a lower high and then continue down. Only if the money flow calls for it on the higher time frames. Take a look at the 2-day money flow in the red. Not looking as bearish as some of the other stuff. But yeah, 3-day money flow crossover into the red. 4-day money flow crossover into the red. So yeah, we'll have to see. It's very interesting because we have total 3 potentially bottoming out. But again, with the higher time frame money flow looking like this, we really need this stuff to come back into the green if we don't want to see continued downtrends on the altcoins. Question is, are we going to get the big bounce, right? Or are we just going to come down lower? It's very, very difficult to call right now. But the money flow is definitely pointing in the downward direction. That is for dang sure. So that's what I'd be looking at on Cardano. Hopefully that helps you guys out. And shout out to Nikki94 Boo. I will just answer your question really quickly. We'll drop a little sauce here as far as free indicators go, because as you guys know, we'll take a look at it on our next altcoin, which is going to be Solana. And I'll actually pull up a clean Solana chart, not, yeah, okay. So as you guys know, I do have an indicator. Shout out to Lux Algo. By the way, Lux Algo is a sponsor of the channel. Has nothing to do with my free indicator. But shout out to Lux Algo. Link in the description down below if you guys want to check out any of their premium indicators. But if you guys are looking for something free, you can check out my Frankie Candles Essentials by Lux Algo on TradingView. Simply just search my name, Frankie, in TradingView. Coolest thing in the world. It's really mind-blowing. But if you come here, you're looking for this one right here. Make sure it's by Lux Algo. You click it once, and basically what this is a volume profile, basically a souped-up volume profile with extra. What is going on here? What the heck? Let's try that one more time. I don't know what the heck that just was. All right, so you grab it there, right? This is totally free, no strings attached. Just search my name, and you can add it to your chart literally right now if you want to follow along. Okay. Interesting. Is it? Hang on. Let me pull up our other Solana chart. Why is this not working? Let's see here. Real quick. Let's pull it back up. Bada boom. Okay, there we go. I don't know what was. I must have been something with that Solana chart. So what Nikki94 Boo is asking is what kind of oscillator should she be using if she doesn't have Market Cipher or Lux Algo? And what I would say, Nikki, is very simply put. I'll actually pull up. Let me pull up a different Solana chart. I'll pull up like a completely clean one. So here we are, right? So we'll come down to the 15-minute. I'll just kind of show you how I would be using my indicator. We have tutorials on the channel for this if you guys want to check them out. But let's grab it here, right? And basically this indicator is just a free fixed range volume profile with some added saucy features such as automatic Fibonacci levels, as well as automatic divergence detection, and these little sauce can signals that let you know when you are putting in a potential top above the volume profile, and it basically lets you know when you can anticipate a return back into the range and a move back down to the value area low. But let me just change my settings here real quick. Let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. I like to use, I'll just turn my divergences on. But what I would look for, Nikki, if you do not have a paid oscillator, very simply put, very simple, I just look at the RSI. Simple old relative strength index, nothing fancy, free indicator on TradingView, obviously. And this is what I would look at, right? I would look at the, whoops. No, come on. RSI, bada boom, right? So basically the reason that you want to have a I'm sorry, guys. The reason that you want to have an oscillator down here is because part of this indicator, right, or just in general, right, part of the reason you want to have an oscillator on your chart is so you can spot divergences in the market, right? Because anytime you have a bearish divergence, oftentimes you will get a reversal to the downside, and anytime you have a bullish divergence, oftentimes you get a reversal to the upside. And with this indicator, you will get them marked out very cleanly with these lines, right? So if we pull up here, the nice thing about this indicator is you can literally pick what indicator you want to have your divergences pulled from, whether it is one of these stock oscillators or if you have a custom indicator, right? I could pull my divergences from Market Cipher. You could literally pick whatever you want, but that's what I would do, right? Like RSI, very simply put. I would be looking at the RSI. It's going to give you very, very, very similar divergences as Market Cipher. Very similar divergences to the Lux Algo oscillator matrix, but it's free, right? Now, obviously, the paid indicators have benefits, but it doesn't mean that you can't look at this free one. So if I couldn't use any paid indicators at all, I would be looking at the Frankie Candles Essentials with the simple free RSI on the bottom. And this setup right here is completely free. Not a dollar spent, no email, no nothing. You just go to TradingView, add it to your favorites, and you'll have access to them fully. So there you go. Hopefully that helps you out, Nikki. Thank you for asking. Oh, there's the link to the free indicator if you guys want to check it out. Love you. Thanks. I love you back, Nikki. I appreciate you for being here. Hopefully that helps you out. All right, let's go ahead and continue on. Let's take our actual look at Solana here. Pull off all the indicators completely, and let's go ahead and check it out. So let's take a look at the daily. This is not our Solana chart. Let's pull up our actual Solana chart. So let's see. Are we holding the lows here? All right. Not too bad, right? This is exactly what you would expect to happen, right? As you guys know, we have been looking at Solana on this chart for quite some time. Because to be honest, guys, in the grand scheme of things, right? I'm like, I hate to be this guy, right? But in the grand scheme of things, on a high enough time frame, like what have we been doing for the past... Very similar to Bitcoin, right? Like what have we been doing for the past 116 days, right? Literally going sideways. I know this does not feel sideways to a lot of people. That's going up like a lot. That's going down a lot. That's going up a lot. That's going down a lot. But for the most part, guys, this is completely sideways. So we haven't really had much to update here on Solana. The last big update we had was, hey, you want to definitely hold these lows, right? If you lose this blue box decisively and you can't just get a deviation from the volume profile and reclaim it, this could be potentially bearish, right? But what happened, right? We dipped below the value area. Let's pull up the daily. We dipped below the value area, but we did get a reclaim here. Let me pull up the indicators one more time. Yeah, very interesting. We didn't get the bullish divergences, but you were able to reclaim the value area low. And again, what have we been saying on this level, guys? It's not typically with a volume profile, you want to get above the value area low, flip it to support, and at that point, you're looking for a move up to the POC and then the value area high, right? Or the high of the range. And typically, your POC of the range is oftentimes like in the middle somewhere. But with the specific situation on Solana here, we actually don't have that, right? We have the POC like inches away from that value area low. So for that reason, we've been looking at this as a zone, right? The real key level that you have to get above is the POC at this point, right? Because once you flip the value area low, key resistance is right above you. So we've done what we think would happen, right? You get the reversal back into the value area low, you flip the value area low to support, and then you get the move up to the POC, right? That's the very likely next move, right? And that's what we got. But now you're kind of just working it out in here, and you really need to get above that POC in order to get the doorway to higher prices. And that's why this POC is the doorway to higher prices and not the value area low, if that makes sense, right? Anytime you have that POC, because I know there's probably not, I mean, with the attention on crypto right now, I assume there's probably not a lot of new people, and I hate to beat a dead horse for the people who have heard this a million times, but typically when you have a volume profile, there are 3 key levels, right? For anybody new out there, smash the like button if you're new, but when you have a volume profile, you have the value area high, right? We'll spit a little educational sauce here for you guys who are learning. You have the value area high, the value area low, and the POC, right? And let me just, value area high, POC, value area low. And very often, the POC will be somewhere in the middle, right? But the idea of how, volume profiles work, or the laws of the volume profile, as I typically say, is when you're in a range like this, right, you'll literally get respect on the lows, get respect on the POC, and you'll get respect on the highs, right? And then oftentimes this obviously comes with deviations above the highs, right? And then this, and the deviations below the lows. But this is where we look for the long positions, and this is where we look for the short positions, right? Because the value area high is considered overvalued. The value area low is considered undervalued, right? So when price comes down here, you're picking it up at a discount, and inside the range is considered the fair value, right? This inside of this range is what buyers and sellers have agreed is a fair price for the asset. And this is why we're able to crush so many trades within these ranges. Because if this is the range and this is the fair value based off the laws of the volume profile, anytime you deviate above, that's overvalued. And if you can only if you can find bearish confirmations as you deviate above that profile. If you can find a short entry within here based off specific confirmations that we cover more in the premium Discord and the premium live streams, that's where you're looking to take the short. And then you have a very clear trading plan here. You're looking to short, and then once you get below that value area high, the next likely place for price to go is going to be that POC. Why is this the case? Because the POC is the area where the most volume was transacted, right? So that acts as the strongest magnet within the range. All 3 of these levels act as magnets, but the POC is the strongest magnet because this is where the most volume was traded, attracting price to that level, right? Also making it a very strong level. So the key here is to find the short, get accepted back into the range. Once you can't get back above that value area high, the next likely place for price to go is simply that POC. And then once you lose that POC, you are simply looking to go to the value area low, right? And then if you deviate below, you can then look for longs back up to the high of the range. And then you might ask yourself, well, Frankie, price doesn't range around all the time. Eventually, it's going to break out, or eventually, it's going to break down. But if you trade the way we do here, with the way we trade the volume profile, specifically in the Discord, whether you break down or break up, it doesn't really matter, right? Because if we break out, right, chances are we had already taken a long position from the low, and we've already taken partial profits at the POC. And then once you get to the value area high, you might be like, oh my God, should I close the trade? Are we going back down, or are we going to blast off? Well, at this point, when you're at the value area high, and I'm going to get into this on the tutorial that I'm going to drop either at the end of this week or on Sunday. At this point, right, you've already taken profit here. Maybe you took a second TP here, and at that point, your stop loss could be at break even or maybe even in profit. So you already have money locked in, and if price breaks back down and stops you out, you get stopped out in profit, literally winning a trade that went against you. And if you break out and go to higher prices, you're simply in a long from the low, right? So this is how we trade, but that's how the volume profiles work, and that's why they work, right? I realize that looks like FU, but there you go, right? That's basically how these things work, and that's why we trade the way we trade, right? But in the case on Solana right now, we're going to go back to the Solana chart in a second. The POC is very close to the value area low, and the value area low, if you are approaching from beneath, the value area low is oftentimes the doorway to higher prices, because we know once you break this door open and flip it to support, very likely you're going to get a full rotation to the value area high. Understanding you're going to get turbulence at the POC, but eventually you're expecting that move to the value area high. That's why this is the doorway to higher prices, right? But in the specific scenario we're in with Solana right now, the POC is right on that value area low, right? So why am I going to call the value area low the doorway to higher prices if we flip this to support and then just hit our head, right? So in that case, the POC is your doorway to higher prices. So hopefully that clears something up for at least I hope one person in the chat just learned something that they didn't know. But here we are, right? Now we're looking at it on live price action. Also, you can see the volume profile working in real time here. Break above the value area low. Where did price eventually go? Right up to the value area high. Did we interact with the POC? Sure, right? But we eventually went to the high. Deviate from the high, break back below, stuck underneath. Where are you expecting price to go from here? Right down to the value area low. And this is the backbone of our very, very, very confident trading strategy, right? Obviously, there's more involved with actually finding the entries and understanding the overall context of the market, but this is how I involve volume profiles in my trading. So, very simply put, that's why this POC is the doorway to higher prices. And I'll leave it at that, right? You have to break above this level, right? Break above this value area high. Break above this POC. We could see a bigger move to the upside, where we also have these other key levels, right? Weekly naked points of control sitting between 173 and 177, and then your value area high all the way up in the about 200. And then if we lose this key level, we break these lows, we could potentially go down to our next key level of support, which is the same support levels we've been looking at time and time again on every single stream, sitting between 109 and 101, right? So nothing really too new to update here on Solana, other than, let's see. Let's take a look at the weekly. 4-day, yeah. Some altcoins, like some other altcoins, look a little stronger. But, yeah, you're getting a 2-day green dot, 3-day green dot. But at this moment, with money flow coming out, we have to anticipate lower highs before the drops to the downside, right? Because if that money flow crosses over, the indication is that the downtrend will continue in the long term. So there you go. All right, let's see. You guys are funny. Okay. Oh, I'm way back in chat here. Okay. All right, let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. Bada boom. Okay, let's go ahead and continue on. Shout out to Darren Does Things. I see you answering questions in chat. I appreciate you, brother. Shout out to Nikki94 Boo said, we need to make a poll. Why are you not hitting the like button? Option 1, no hands. If so, I'm sorry. Option number 2, don't know where it is. Option 3, my mommy won't let me. Shout out to Nikki94 Boo. Let's go. We're actually at 420 likes. Hashtag 420. I'm just kidding. We might hit 550 today. We're going to have to give away 10 Frankie Candles hats. I'm sorry, Tyler and Tony. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. But anyway, Creighton C says, yeah, money flow on Market Cypher is goated. But yeah, I think they're talking about the Market Cypher competitors or clones or whatever. But yeah, money flow is like the number one thing that I look at on Market Cypher. All right, let's go ahead and continue on. Hey, shout out to Mark Dutch that he clicked the like button without using his hands. I don't know how you did that, bro. But hey, kudos to you. Okay, let's go ahead and continue on. We took a look at Solana. Let's take a look at Arweave. Let's see. Bada boom. We'll take a look at the Coinbase chart. These are all old levels. I don't even know where this golden pocket was pulled from. All right, we'll start fresh here. Okay, take a look at Arweave. We can take a look at FTM as well. I'll actually write that one down because that one is not on the list. I will write down FTM. Okay. All right, let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. All right, so here we are. Let's actually find, I'm going to pull some naked points of controls really quick. Take a look at the weekly. Okay, so we have a weekly naked point of control right here. Weekly, bada boom. Take a look at the monthly. Bada boom. Monthly. And we got another monthly down here, right? Not necessarily expecting $4 right now, but we have to keep an eye on it. So here we are. Let me turn that indicator off. Okay, so these are kind of your key levels. You don't really have, let me just take a look at the daily naked points of control to get some local levels. Here we go. All right, let me grab this. So you got a daily MPOC above. I'm only going to mark out the ones that are like relevant at the moment. So daily MPOC there, daily MPOC just below. Okay, so here we are, right? And I will pull that volume profile as well. Okay, so you're at key support here. It's actually a decent bit of confluence here. Value area low, 786, daily naked point of control. This kind of whole zone is key, in my opinion, right? So you're definitely coming down to support. Maybe you deviate. I wouldn't like to break below that 786, but you can just look at this as a volume profile. I'll actually mark out this box in white here so you guys can get a better idea. Just kind of makes it clean to look at. So yeah, we are approaching support here. However, let's pull up Market Cipher real quick. Okay. Automated trading strategy. Market Cipher is Lucky Charms for traders. Shout out to Creighton C. I agree with that, brother. You're funny. But I'll tell you, guys. Oh, man, it's kind of annoying that we don't. I'm literally going to try to see if I can find a key level down here because here's the thing. On Arweave, like if you take a look at this daily, right? Like this daily does look primed for a daily bull div, right? But we would need another drop to the downside, right? And then that would give us a deviation below the range. It would give us room to put in a daily bull div. And that could be a stronger sign to look for a bounce. However, yeah, we would need a key level here. We would really need a key level to put that div into. Could be that 786. Let me pull up the naked points of control once again. Pull up the weekly. Yeah, man. I mean, we don't really have it. Let me see the daily naked points of control. Is it going to work? Is it going to let me go back here? No, it's not. Okay. Well, no level there as I can see. Let me pull up the VPVR really quick. Really just trying to find this level. Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest. It's the danger zone, right? This is the danger zone because look at this volume gap. Woo, baby. Look at that. That is not that good looking. That is nasty. So if we come down here, unless we get an SFP here, I will say that. Unless you swing fail this level and you get a big drop below it, right, and then a big wick back up, and I don't really look for swing failures on the daily for the most part, but you know, that could give you the opportunity to put in that daily bull div. But it's not that confident in my opinion. So, yeah, I don't know. It's a little sketchy. This is definitely like, I won't even call this SFP. I'll just call this key. Like, you must hold this level. Because, again, big old gap down here, almost to about 1825, right? Great year. If you guys were alive back then. But yeah, that is not the best look. So, yeah, you definitely want to hold above this level at about 2272. But maybe that's the level, right? Maybe you just come back down to sweep those lows, right? Get a little panic wick down, and then that's your daily bull div. That's kind of what I would look for a potential bounce here. And that's only if you deviate below the low. But with the daily VWAP coming down, that way this momentum wave looks like you could get another drop. 16-hour red dot is printing right now. Let's check that 1 hour money flow. Is it coming out? Yeah. I'd be cautious of another drop down here. However, yeah, I'd be cautious of another drop down. But watch that daily bull div, because if you get the drop and then you print that daily bull div, you might be on the cusp of like that being the last low before getting the move up. So there you go. That is what I'd look for on Arweave. Feel free to screenshot that chart if you'd like. All right, let's go ahead and continue on. Okay, shout out to Dave Digital. I am not sure what you are talking about, but good Lord. Shout out to you, bro. All right, let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. Yo, shout out to, yo. Shout out to Pastrana. At least that's what I call him. He says, shout out to you, bro. We have a let's see emoji, and now I think you may have just started another emoji. Shout out to you, bro. Is that what you're doing? Are you typing out my noise that I'm making? Shout out to you, bro. That's accurate spelling, by the way. You did spell it correctly. And shout out to Captain Kirk, dropping the custom emojis there. Shout out to Cap. Let's see. Shout out to Today Digital. All right, let's go ahead and continue on. We should do that acronym too. Let's go ahead and continue on. But let's go ahead and continue on. Hey, Frankie, where is the best place to practice with paper trading money? Shout out to Edward Torres. In my opinion, the best place to paper trade, if you are able to create an account. I know there are a lot of exchanges that are giving a lot of people trouble getting on, depending on where you live. But in my opinion, the best place to practice on an actual exchange is Femex. You can check the link in the description down below. I don't know if you're going to have trouble joining or not. It depends on where you live. If you are struggling, Blowfin is a place where a lot of people are having better luck. But Femex has an amazing paper trading feature that lets you, I think they give you like $100,000 in fake money that lets you actually trade and use their exchange and use all the features and experiment with different leverage at absolute zero risk to you. And if you can't get on there, I would probably just recommend TradingView, right? So if you come on over to TradingView here, bada boom, let me see. Hang on one sec. Shout out to Creighton C. Thank you for the super chat, bro. He said, green dots, red dots, yellow X's, blood diamonds, and purple horseshoes. Cipher charms, part of every pencil neck's healthy breakfast. Pencil neck's always trying to steal faces charms. Yo, give back me VWAP. Shout out to Creighton C. I love that, bro. Market Cipher is the Lucky Charms, the cereal and the breakfast of trading champions. Shout out to Market Cipher, or as us traders like to call it, Money Charms. Let's go. Shout out to Creighton C, bro. That's a good one. I want 100 G's of fake money. Shout out to FOMO. Check out Femex. Link in the description down below. Again, I don't know, depending on where you live, you may not be able to access it, but definitely check it out because they do have, in my opinion, the best paper trading features. But if you come on down here in TradingView, if you cannot get on any of that, right? If you cannot get on Femex, if you can't use Femex's paper trading, I would point you to TradingView, right? So if you're on TradingView, you want to come down to this little panel, click this arrow, and click on Trading Panel. Whoops, or just click on Trading Panel here. And shout out, I mean, I have a video to show you guys how to paper trade on TradingView. But real quick, if you go ahead and click that Trading Panel, it'll pop up here, and you could click on TradingView Paper Trading. I don't know if this is going to like show any of my personal information. I don't think it would. Okay, yeah, no, it didn't. I don't know. I didn't know what was going to pop up there. But you click that, right? And this is the same thing, right? So I have 140 grand in here of fake money, obviously. But this allows you to paper trade on TradingView, right? So you can literally enter positions, right? If I wanted to enter a trade here, right? Let me actually turn on the trading panel. Bada boom. Where is it? They moved some stuff around here on TradingView. No. Hang on. Bear with me here, guys. Well, I could just enter a position here, right? So you go to trade settings. No. How do I open up the trading panel? What is going on here? Well, either way, you could click. Here we go. So you can literally. This is TradingView paper trading, right? So you come on in here, and then I don't know what they originally give you. I don't know if that's less or more than I started with. I haven't used this in a long time. But you could buy and sell, right? You could long and short, right? And you could literally we'll do market, right? So we'll just say 50 just for fun. Or how much USDT, right? So we'll put 2,000 USD, right? So we'll do a $2,000 long on Arweave, right? And you just click buy, and then boom. Here is your trade. Ah, man, we lost $2 already. Unbelievable. And there you go, right? And then it also just shows your position live on your screen, right? So it marks out you can minimize this, and then it puts your position right on your screen here, right? Pretty cool. And then your live P&L. And then the cool thing is, I wish more exchanges did this, right? But you can move your take profit, right? Just modify it, right? And then move your stop loss right on the chart, right? Go right below these lows or something. And there you go, right? And that tells you if you come up here, you'll make 420. What's with 420 today? Guys, what is going on? It's not even April. 465 likes, guys. We're only 100 likes or so away from giving away 10 Frankie Candles hats. But there you go, right? This is what I would recommend if you can't get on Femex. I would recommend just doing this on TradingView. So there you go. Hopefully that helps you out. All right, let's go ahead and continue on. We took a look at Solana. We took a look at Arweave. Let's take a look at CRV. Bada boom. All right, let's see here. Yo, shout out to Nikki94 Boo said, Frankie, you've already given me Supreme Sauce today, but I'm in an INJ short and just want to see what you think of, or if any of your other awesome any of you other awesome traders, I can't read, on here can tell me if I'm crazy or not. Shout out to Nikki94 Boo. I'll check out INJ for you. No worries. But let's take a look here. Got 2-day red dot, not the best look on CRV. 3-day red dot, not the best look on CRV. Money flow crossover into the red on the 4-day, not the best look on CRV. So that's not looking too hot right now. So yeah, I would probably lean a little bit more medium to longer term bearish. Short term bounces to the upside. Come on, TradingView. Short term bounce to the upside, uncertain. Uncertain. It's looking very choppy, right? By the way, guys, this market is still extremely choppy, right? This is a very hard market to trade. If anybody's out there and you're getting frustrated, just understand you are trading some of the hardest markets right now. It's very difficult to trade this. Like literally, even in the Discord earlier today, we were looking at exo charts and literally calling Bitcoin's move step by step and explaining it alongside the Mafia, letting them know why price was moving out, why price was moving up. But even then, like the trades aren't really playing out like they should. It's a very choppy market. It's an absolute battle between buyers and sellers right now. A lot of like scam wicks. It's pretty crazy out there. Shout out to the premium Discord. This was me. I was like, hey guys, buyers versus sellers right now. And you can see me doing a handstand in the middle if you look closely. And I'm just diving in there, hopefully not getting wrecked. By the way, how is that trade doing? Let's see. Are we still basically at break even? Nope. That is, well, the short is obviously doing pretty good. But no, where is that long? Let's check on that long real quick. Down $28. Okay, so still basically a break even. All right, let's go ahead and continue on here with CRV. So let's see here. Let's unhide the TA. Bada boom. So yeah, all right. Well, I would definitely be looking at the golden pocket and the 786 zone as absolutely key, right? If you can hold these levels, much more downside is likely. Yeah, much more downside is probably going to be likely if you lose that 786, right? It's almost the same situation as everything else, right? We got the bounce from the bottom, right? And now everything has gotten the push up, and now we're just getting the retracements, right? The question is this a retracement or a much bigger move down? And the answer is very hard to answer. But locally, you could watch this 786 as well. I'll be honest, like, this is choppy price action, right? It's, like, kind of hard to, like, for me, this is, like, really a no-trade zone. Unless I caught the entry down here, I'm letting price action develop here. Like, I'm not really looking to take any, like, bigger trades in this chop. But, yeah, I mean, you could I don't even know. I would probably just wait to see if you can come down to the bigger level. But, yeah, this would be absolutely key. Like, this level here would definitely be like, hey, if you lose this, probably not going to be good for the long term, right, or the medium term. Probably going to come much lower. But other than that, like, it's hard to say here. Yeah, VWAP coming up on your 5-day. Let's see, the weekly VWAP coming up as well. This looks choppy. This is kind of gross. 4-hour money flow crossover into the red. That would have to make me binarily anticipate more downside. Let me close Exo charts here. Pull up live chat again. Yo, shout out to Baby a Band-Aid. Thank you for the super chat. He said, hashtag not my inhaler. Anyway, sorry, guys. That was just a paper towel on my desk. Definitely wasn't 2 inhalers. It definitely wasn't. Anyway, shout out to maybe a Band-Aid. Let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. Okay. Yeah, it is. These would be the next levels to the downside, to be quite honest with you. Let's take a look at the weekly. Come on. Why is this not working? So frustrating. Let's see. Check out the daily. And it's just not working. Okay, well, maybe I can do this. Come on. There we go. All right, let's see. Bada boom. Yeah, I mean, no real significant level underneath us here, to be honest with you, at least as far as naked points of control goes. You do have a daily MPOC sitting right down here that would be worth noting. So key levels on CRV are going to be 25 cents, daily naked point of control sitting at 0.2590, 786 sitting at 0.2512, and your golden pocket starting at about 0.2759. So like this whole zone, right? We don't know what level we would bounce off of if we're going to get the bounce, but these would definitely be the key levels below. And then your key level above would be this daily naked point of control. So locally, I would be looking at this for the context as far as CRV goes. But again, market ciphers money flow on the higher time frames is still coming out here. Fresh red dot on the 3-day. I would be careful with this. So there you go. There is CRV. Let's take a quick look at FTM, and then we'll take a look at VeChain. Shout out to VeChain. Let's see. The official blockchain of the UFC. Anyway, all right, let's see. When was the last time we looked at VeChain? Let's see. All right, well, it must have been recently. Must have been at least recent enough to pull this fib. Yeah, I mean, hey. Yeah, so we pulled our fib here, which gave us this rejection zone, which has a daily naked point of control, a golden pocket, and a 786. Actually, no. We'll take a look at INJ next. Yeah, so this would be kind of the key levels here, right? And what happened, right? We came up, rejection, 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 rejection. Oh, we're going to break it. Nah, just hit our second level of resistance and then right back down below the first one. So, yikes. 4-hour money flow coming out into the red. This would be short-term bearish. Shout out to Wick589. Thank you for that super chat, bro. He says nothing. Nothing. Just want to say Greg's awesome. Shout out to Greg. Let's go. Yeah, Greg, what are you doing in chat right now? What are you doing? Shout out to Greg. Let's go. Somebody fill me in. What's going on? Yo, these little replies to the you can reply to the super chats now. That's insane. I love that. Hey, all right, let's go ahead and continue on. Jay says altcoins going to zero. Let's go. I hope so. There's still a lot of altcoins I want to buy. Let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. Hey, Greg saving the Wix money. Let's go. Shout out to Greg. Let's go. Okay. I'm old Greg. Shout out to I'm My Hero. I'm old Greg. Oh, God. Shout out to I'm My Hero. That just brought back memories. Okay. Yo, Frankie with the Goku giggles. Oh, my God, I can't. All right, let's continue on here. Money flow crossover into the red. Not going to be good for the trend. 4-hour green dot looking to print, but I would be careful here as we are below this daily naked point of control, which is now tapped. No longer daily. No longer naked. Still daily. No longer naked. But this would make you anticipate a lackluster move to the downside. I mean, that is generally the gist here, guys. Higher time frame money flow. I mean, this is the 4-hour, but even with the higher time frame money flow, like, things are a little sketchy here, right? Like, there's a reason crypto faces in a $4.7 million short, right? But I can't. But I would be very cautious with this 4-hour money flow crossover into the red. 10-hour money flow kind of flat. Yeah, these charts are gross recently. They really are. Daily VWAP coming down. Yeah, I'd be cautious here. We're below resistance. And yeah, money flow looks all chopped up, sketchy on the 4-hour, 3-day green dot printing. But again, even if it gives us a big move up, this is really hard to read. I would be careful of it being a lackluster move to the upside before putting in the lower high and continuing to the downside, just based off money flow here. Like, almost on everything, the higher time frame money flow looks like this, which if this plays out, guys, if this 2-day, 3-day, 4-day money flow coming out plays out the way that money flow typically does, I'm not saying that it has to, right? We can get fake outs it back into the green, which is more likely at this point in the market, right? The 4-year cycle. But if this plays out the way you would expect it to, things could get ugly, right? Like a 4-day money flow crossover, Like, especially, like, if it's going to come out on Bitcoin. And again, like, this is more the area of the market, right? If you're going by the 4-year cycle where money flow could tick back up and go into a bigger green wave. But if that doesn't happen and this crosses over into the red, that would be very bearish, right? And if it really starts to come into the red and it's not a fake out, that could be extremely bearish, right? Like, these are like that 2-day money flow about to cross over into the red. It's like a warning shot. Very sketchy. We got to get going here, right? If we don't get going here, things could get ugly, especially if we lose 57K. But anyway, let's go ahead and move on here. I'm actually going to skip VeChain, and we're going to take a look at INJ, and let's take a look at FTM, and then I'll pop up INJ. Take a quick look at FTM. Bada boom. We'll take a look at the MEXC chart. That trade did not play out. See, what was this from? What were we looking at here? I don't know. Whatever it was, it got stopped out. Use risk management. That's for sure. I'm just kidding. I don't know the context of that at all. That might be a randomly placed thing. Probably not, though. It's probably a setup. But let's see here. Bada boom, bada bing. Take a look at the daily. Yeah, VWAP coming down on the daily. Like, this is not necessarily, like, this daily chart is just simply not indicative of a massive move to the upside, right? Like, VWAP kind of coming up on the weekly, but, like, yeah, like a higher time frame green dots starting to print. That's not the worst look, but like money flow in the long term is not looking great. VWAP coming up on your 4-hour money flow crossover into the red. This looks almost the same as CRV. Take a look at the 90-minute. Yeah, I don't know. This is choppy. This is hard to call. I'm going to give you the key levels here. This is kind of hard to call a direction on. You're deviating below the volume profile. One thing I can tell you is your key level here is definitely going to be, let me actually adjust this. Actually, no, I'm going to keep it there. Bada boom. Key level, value area low, sitting at 64 cents. POC, sitting at 82 cents. Value area high, sitting at 95 cents. There we go. So this is the volume profile I would be keeping an eye on. Let's pull up some naked points of controls here. Take a look at the weekly. Yeah, POC on the way. Yeah, so, I mean, these weekly nakeds are confluent with your volume profile levels. Not uncommon. You got a weekly naked down here sitting at 33 cents. Hopefully we don't go see that, but that would be the next major key level to the downside, in my opinion, or maybe even this monthly, getting a little closer to 41 cents. That would be technically the next key level. Let's take a look at the 12-hour. Yeah, so these are the levels I would look at. Market Cypher's kind of chopped up right now, at least on FTM, but these are the levels I'd be looking at. Invalidation for a much bigger move to the downside will be this blue zone right here coming in between. Bada boom, 53 and 50 cents. And yeah, invalidation would be about 50 cents. Once you start losing 50 cents, you could wind up getting the bigger move down to about 41 cents where you have that weekly naked point of control. And if we pull up the VRVP or VPVR as I like to call it, this would be, yeah, this would be definitely confluent with our volume profile, right? You have a pretty decent gap here. So if you lose this low, AKA this high volume node, probably going to fall through the gap. Shelf of volume starting at 53 cents. 43 cents going all the way down to the monthly at 41 cents. But yeah, this would be confluent with the volume profile. So these will for sure be the levels I'm watching. Once you lose that 786, I'd expect a bigger drop to the downside. All right, let's see. Bada boom. All right, let's go ahead and take a quick look at INJ for Nikki94 Boo. And okay, so Nikki said that they are in a short. Yeah, said they are in a short on INJ. And I will say this. Wow. Shout out to Nikki. I can't tell you to hold or close a trade, right? I am not a financial advisor. I also, contrary to popular belief, don't always know exactly where price is going to go, right? I've been wrong before, and I will be wrong again, right? No one's going to get it right 100% of the time, although we are right way more than we're wrong. I don't want what I say to influence you too much, right? You have to make your own trading decisions. Not a financial advisor, but I will say this is one of the very few coins that has money flow going to the upside on the 4-hour and not crossing into the red. So that would be more bullish in my opinion. Also, if you take a look at Lux Algo here real quick, You can see we had a bullish change of character, which oftentimes is where I start to look for long positions, right? You get the change of character, but if you get a pullback, I would really be looking to enter a long on a higher low, right? So if we are going to get a higher low, it would have to call for another move down, which might be good for a short position. The question is, shout out to Nikki, it depends on the context of your short, right? And also, this thing could maybe, I want to be clear, like you might be looking at something that I'm not looking at, right? So I don't want you to completely invalidate your trade based off what I'm saying right now, because I would need to know more details. But Nikki, if you could let me know kind of the context, like the gist of why you took was it a 15-minute bear div? Was it a 4-hour? What was it? And I could try to review it a little bit. Yeah, overall, I would say you did get a bullish change of character here. You're back above this value area low, right? So the next likely place for price to go, if you are just going to continue up, would be the POC or the value area high. But it doesn't mean that you are just going to shoot straight up there, right? So if you're in a low time frame short and you only need it to come down to the value area low, you might still be good. So if I get a little more context, I could try to help you a little bit further. But let's take a look at some of these other time frames. Daily green dot is confirmed. Money flow also starting to come up a little bit. Let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. Let's see. Yeah. 2-day VWAP coming up. Money flow kind of flat on that time frame though. 4-day VWAP. Shorted at 22.65. Let's see here. 22.65. Okay. One thing I will say is, it's hard to say here. You do have a 2-hour bear div printing, right? So 2-hour bear div, money flow technically trending out here, right? So let's see, 22.65. So you got to dip back below that value area. 2-hour, 3-hour, a little bear div on the 3, to the wicks. Man, this is a hard market to read right now. I'm not going to lie. Yeah, very hard to say. I wouldn't be surprised if you continue down a little bit more locally based off the 2-hour bearish divergence printing as well as the 1-hour multiple bear divs here on the 1 hour. Money flow starting to teeter over here. Let me see the 15-minute money flow. Really hard to call here. Very, very hard to call. Yeah, oh man. Yeah, I would say like the 3-hour looking to print a red dot, 2-hour. I wouldn't be surprised if you continue down a little bit more here just to correct. Maybe you dip back below the value area. But very hard to call here. Man, sorry, Nikki. I wish I can give you a clear answer. This is an interesting chart. Like 4-hour money flow looks good, but you got the 2-hour red dot, which could easily bring you back below these lows. Hard to call. I wish I can give you a more clear answer. But for the most part, on INJ, you got to hold that value area low if you want the continuation up. If you start to lose it, maybe you go for a higher low here, which could bring you down to, in my opinion, the lowest that I would be willing to look for a long here would be on the 786 at about $20. $20.40 to be exact, right? And then the golden pocket coming in at 21.12. Thought it was totally overbought. I only put a small amount in, so breaking even will be fine. Okay, yeah, shout out to Nikki94 Boo. I wouldn't be surprised if you can come down a little bit more here. And yeah, it is looking, it's a bit overbought. It was, depending on what time frame you're looking at. Yeah, 4-hour, yeah, you're a little bit under overbought there. Yeah, 6-hour green dot. That might be a fluke, though. Yeah. I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if you can come down a little bit more here. Here's what I would watch, Nikki. This is what I would watch on INJ. 8-hour red dot. If you could print this 8-hour red dot, now I'm not saying, like, don't base your trade off of this, obviously. But, if you're just looking to figure out where this thing's going to go just because you like to have fun and watch where price goes and it's nothing to do with the trade, then I would wait for this. I would look for this red dot on the 4-hour with money flow coming out. And then if you get that red dot, all eyes on the 30-minute money flow and the 24-minute money flow. If it crosses into the red, 24 minutes already in the red. Ooh, baby, Nikki, that might save you. 30-minute money flow crossover into the red with that 8-hour red dot is likely to give you a bigger move to the downside. I'm going to watch this. Nikki, when it gets down to 22.65, I'm setting this alert. Whoops. Nikki 90 for Boo at break even. I'm getting alerted when that happens because I want to see if this plays out. Because if you get that 30-minute money flow crossover into the red, then you're probably going to get that short to get back to break even, or even maybe bring it into profit. Because if that 8-hour red dot with the 30-minute money flow comes out and plays out, it could be an aggressive move to the downside. Shout out to Mr. 100. Thank you for the super chat, bro. I appreciate you. He says, can you do a quickie on AVAX? Mr. 100, this is a G-rated show. I'm just kidding. Well, I'm not kidding. It is G-rated. But he says, curious what some supports to the downside. What some supports are to the downside. I'm on like 2.5x, but I just want some key levels. Shout out to Mr. 100. We are running out of time here, but I will, of course, go ahead and take a look at AVAX for you. Let's see here. All right, let's see some supports to the downside on AVAX. Let's check it out. Ooh, baby. 4-hour red dot looking to print. Money flow doesn't look horrible, but I'll pull up the key levels here for you. I'm just going to give you the quick key levels here. I'm not going to go full in-depth here because, I mean, chances are it looks the same on the higher time frames on Market Cypher as everything else. Green dot printing on the 3-day, but money flow is in the red. So maybe a lackluster bounce to the upside before putting in a lower high and continuing down would have to be the bias there just based off the technicals. But let's go ahead and take a look at those key levels down below. I'm going to go ahead and clear this whole chart. Let's see here. Okay, so let's take a look at the monthly naked point of control. Sitting at 2204. And 1017. I'm not necessarily expecting to come all the way back down here, but locally, 2204, you have a naked monthly point of control. That's going to be a big level to watch. Also, let's come to the daily real quick. Also, if I were to, confluent with your macro value area from the bottom of the bear market. Right? So your macro value area high is here as well. Right? So this would not only be a key level of support, but this could give you some real context into where price is likely to go next, right? Because if you do wind up coming down, boom, and you do not get a strong bounce, this could be the warning sign if you get stuck underneath here to get the bigger drop down to potentially the POC. And not that I would really anticipate a move to the value area low all the way back down here again, but that would be technically another key level of support, right? So that value area low monthly is in confluence, and then this value area high and monthly is also in confluence. So these would be big levels to the downside that I would be watching between about 2204 and 2122, right? So there you go. And then to the upside, you could look at this volume profile. I would actually look at this more so. Boom. And this would be your key levels to the upside. Boom, 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 boom. So there you go. And then I'm going to pull 2 fibs here. No, I'm not. I'm going to pull 1 because of the confluence here. So this would be key resistance. Boom, boom, right? So if you do come back up, and then if you pull this more local fib here, come on, boom. These are the key levels to the upside. Value area high, value area low, golden pocket confluence, POC 786, and then your value area high fib confluence as well. So these are your key levels to the upside. But again, I don't know if you're going to get all the way back up there, but these are probably the levels you're looking for, right? Monthly naked macro value area high is going to be your next major key level of support. Not only your key level of support, but also your insight into where price is going to go next. So with all that being said, guys, I think that's all the time I got for tonight's live stream. I appreciate all you guys for hanging out till the end and hanging out with us here to continue to try to figure out what this thing is going to do next. Bitcoin just still kind of lingering around, getting a little more of a drop to the downside. But now you guys have my full thoughts on what I'm expecting next on price. Little bit sketchy here. Shout out to Jerry Gringo. Shout out to you, bro. He says, would you mind sharing your Fibonacci setup with the new high discover targets. Shout out to Jerry. I have a tutorial on the channel showing you exactly how to do that. But for the most part, I don't really do anything fancy here. Nothing super fancy. If I pull up my fib here, for the most part, I wouldn't actually recommend my personal settings. My personal settings are very, very specific. But what I would say is I would take this off. I would take this off. I would take these levels, right? This is what I would anticipate. This is kind of like a very basic kind of Fibonacci extension setup here, right? This will give you a significant amount of targets back to the upside as far as Fibonacci extensions. But for the most part, 2618, the 1618, and the 3618 are generally the big ones that people look at. So I would recommend those. You can feel free to screenshot this, right? Am I showing my screen? I think I am. Bada boom. Yeah. So you can screenshot these. That's kind of what I would be looking at. Just in general, these are very basic sound things to look at. So if you are looking for targets to the upside, a lot of traders are likely also looking at this. So it can help you out a lot in trying to predict as where price is likely to go next when you can't look left and then find those actual structural levels to the upside, right? But let's go ahead. Wait, hang on. Shout out to Creighton C. Thank you for the super chat, bro. He says, sit down. We this close to 550. You are not going anywhere. I want a free hat this Friday. And with all that being said, guys, that's all the time I got. Yeah, 526 likes. That's all the time I got for tonight's live stream. I actually got to get out. I forgot to mention this, guys. I have a really important appointment to get to. So I got to get out of here like right this second. That's all the time I got for tonight's live stream. Don't worry about the likes, guys. We'll do the likes tomorrow. That's all I got. I'll see you guys next time. Hasta pasta. Frankie Candles out. Bing bong. Oh, God, I hit the wrong button. Guy, I got to go, guys. Bye. Hasta pasta. Bing bong.
Look what's next for me, Joe. I'm gonna get that second bell. Where the is it? They should have had them 2 bells ready. Spit shine for me.
Yeah. Head up in the clouds, dog, they saying I look stressed. I've been feeling down, pray to God that I'm up next. Remember when she blew me off, that's why I can't text. Now she call me petty, but I swear I can't forget. This ain't a test. Now they saying that I ball like Jerry West. Coming back for what is mine, can't take no less. I said go and take a shot, so I need your best. And stop the threats, so nobody's into me. I don't got time, I'm not giving the energy. Too many people around me, I'm finicky. I do not mess with you, dog, you're not kidding me. You don't got way too close. I've been up at the top now, so they all wait for the landslide. I seen too many people that switched up, whose man's high. Through it all, I stay the same, I swear to God, I can't lie. Been down so damn low that I came up for my life. They talk way too much on the internet, it's not real life. I swear my fam waiting, I can't lose, and I'm still right. Still right, I swear that I'm working them up till like midnight. It's real life, I got a time and I'm coming to get mine. In time, I cannot lose and I'm coming right inside. I'm in mine, yeah.
Well, guys, we heard your requests, and we are now officially adding Frankie Candles clogs to the merch store very soon to come. This is actually a soft version. They are going to be fully wooden. It's in a completely wooden shoe. This is just a mock-up. And inside each shoe, guys, is $10,000 in cash. So if you guys are interested in that, then we'll let you guys know when this is in the merch store. They're coming soon. And I know a wooden shoe doesn't sound very comfortable, but it actually is more comfortable than you think. Well, anyway, we got 549 likes, guys. I got to get out of here. Hasta pasta! I love each and every single one of you. I don't just say that because I'm on camera. I say that because I truly mean it, and you guys are a blast to hang out with. Oh, man. All right. Well, anyway, we got 550 likes. We're giving away 10 Frankie Candles hats this Friday. Tyler and Tony, I apologize, guys, but I'm a man of my word. We got to do it. Thank you for all the likes, guys. I appreciate every single one of you guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Same place, same time, 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Pray for Bitcoin. That's all I got. Frank Candles out. Bing bong.
Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. slide. Never see me coming, I'm a landmine. Yeah, I ain't taking orders in command like, yeah, you about to see me on demand like, you know on demand. If you ain't know, you about to understand. Yeah, I got the team by my side, right hand. Yeah, take it to a string, you ain't seen it like that. Yeah, and it's the dream, and we coming for the bag. Yeah, and we ain't never going back now. Future expedited, now we on the fast track now. They won't lend a hand, now they see us on the map now. It's time to act out. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll. And it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Hey, on the road, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll. Hey, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Yeah, maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Yeah, on the road, here we go, here we go. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll. And it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Hey, on the roll, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll. Hey, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Yeah, maxed out.